their growth, if you look at their chart, it just looks like a crazy hockey stick because they just came in right on the floor and just like everything exploded and they were there at the right time. They were small enough to skate by the regulators and do all this crazy stuff and capture all this growth. But, I used this phrase before, like they basically built a glass cannon, if you're familiar with like video game builds, basically it's like all points in like attack and like 0 points in defense. So yeah, you can go fast when you're like, 50 guys in a room together, just doing whatever, like pushing product out with like no security review, no audits, no process, no controls, all of this stuff that you might want, from a custodian. I think most people were thinking of them as a trading venue, but to trade there, you have to custody your funds there, So really, first and foremost, you should be thinking about like, okay, I'm going to put my funds here to trade. Maybe they have all these really great trading features, but I have this counterparty risk when I do that. I have my funds there, and am I going to make enough trading to make up for losing all my money? And, as we've seen that there was like very little process, right? Like, I don't have control at Kraken to move money around. Everything requires like multiple signers. There's just audits happening all the time. There's systems like reconciling things all the time. But this would have been possible, 10 years ago. And, that is like what I told these VCs was like, look, these guys are an early stage startup. They're cowboys, basically. They're getting away with this now, but I think it's just a matter of time before this catches up with them. Unfortunately, the VCs were just like, I think they didn't appreciate the risk. They saw a hockey stick and they saw an opportunity. And, I think as an industry, we have to just like look for these signs and not try to like, ignore the profits and ignore the great user experience and just think about like what we have exposed and what is our risk profile. Even people that should have known better didn't spot this.